Maughendum.
Yedek Shirish. Took stay by Skukpi. Like to thank the Creator for this beautiful day. The story that we're about to tell you is about water. I and my granddaughters here are from Maughendum. We're called Skleheos. We're part of the Lytton First Nation tribe of First Nations. This year is my granddaughter Pollyann. Her Indian name is Tsaltsala. And this is my other granddaughter. Her name is Matilda. And her name is Yetsetko. Yetsetko means best water. And Tsaltsala means huckleberry. The reason why we'd like to get this story told is because we lived in Maughendum for thousands of years, taking water from a spring, and we want to get back to taking water from a spring. Right now we take our water from the Stein River, and that river is getting more polluted every year. It's open for hikers, campers, fishing, hunting, and there's a cabin back there. And last year in 2022 there was a major fire right from the Fraser River to past Stein Lake. So that's going to have some impact on the drinking water in the future. So what I like my girls to learn from me as their teacher is there is a better way. We need to go back to taking our water from a spring, and we need to recognize Maughendum, and we need to recognize ourselves as Shkaheos. There's a spring up in the mountains on our reserve land in our territory. It's located near in Chikawishton, and it comes right out of the ground like an artesian well. It's fed by the mountains around there, like Tacomash, Bayam, Schwahakam, Boucher, and Chikawishton. There's no development in this area, so it will be pristine, clean drinking water for our First Nations here. It will produce hundreds of gallons a minute, and I've seen the water run continuously over the years. We've been using it for irrigating our farmland, but now we need to use it to keep our grandchildren and their children here for thousands of years more.
Handler, will Melson Quest, Jay, like quality med the Morse Michelle, and the captain will she's going to acting. Hello, everybody. My name is Will Melch, but today they call me Morse Michelle. I'm in the captain, and my home is at Cheesecake. Jay, we yummy Lex, condemn a cooked. Today we're going to say a prayer so we can help our water. Who's
powerful spiritual water.
I'm not really worried about the other days, but
first time they can see it, we.
I want to be just like you.
That's our main.
So zot, na eep who's west.
You're strong and always powerful.
That I guess that mean we.
You never get old.
Like me, Gigi, as na eep to wilt.
You are always new and always young.
Kintaya na taka me stuked.
Help us with everything we do.
Handla ni.
Finish. Maughendum.
Like a circle and the people lived there. We're going to show you the depressions in the ground where the sheepskins were located.
How do you pronounce that? Maughendum?
Maughendum.
I've always said Schmaughendum.
No, Schmeig is snake.
Yeah.
Schmeig.
That this is a protected area, kind of in a hole from the elements of weather. Like the old people are really smart and they picked this area because it's protected here from the wind. Yeah, that's right.
They mostly left here and they went up in the bottom valley and get their
Lived off the land.
potatoes and that. And they come down and they go down the river.
These are Ishkin holes, short form in white man's language, pit homes. You could figure 5 to 7 people to a pit home, Ishkin house, which was lived in year round from winter, summer. So you could just imagine how comfortable it was inside. And so you could imagine 5 to 7 people per Shishkin. And there's, how many?
About 33 sheepskins.
Yeah, and you times that by 7. So you add that up, we had quite a few of our members in this village here. So you could think about it, it's quite a large village like Lytton is today. And we still are going strong. Walk to Naui. If you look back here, there's a tall tree. It's growing right in the Shishkin pit home. And that tree, I found one the same size. I counted the rings. There's 150 to 160 rings on that tree. So you could figure this, our people lived here 150, 160 years ago. So it's a very ancient village. If you look over that way, you see there were 4 or 5 other pit homes there, and there's trees growing in them, little smaller ones, but this one here was one of the larger ones, so I found one that was about the same size, and that's what I counted, how many rings there was. Very impressive.
Allemaal piragins zijn quest. Kayaks en quest en skadda. Quite well on them. Skigla tiaka. To mij van de maat lakos. En pabda. Zastas. En kada. Mili. Kakak lakos had a shake my kada. Pabda. My name is Buster Adams. I'm from Snake Flat. My parents are from Snake Flat. And my grandparents are Justice and Mary Williams from the west side on the Dry Flat. And I'm here at 3 Mile Road right now.
This is how our grandfathers and grandmothers used to get our water. In Maughendum. Spring where we used to get our water from. This is where the people of Maughendum used to get their water from for thousands of years.
And it was to provide water for 2 miles, 3 mile, and the water quality wasn't very good, and the volume wasn't there for the number of residents that we had in place at the time. So we had to look for alternative source of water.
There is a spring located on Botany River that we need to get our future drinking water from. It is protected from pollution. To use the source as our future water has already been proven safe by generations of our elders.
The idea that something as basic as water is unsafe, and you're being told it's unsafe, and you've been told for decades it's unsafe, and there's nothing you can do about it. It creates a whole culture of distrust in the community. One of the things that struck me going into these communities is that members and residents, and particularly the mothers, weren't just bringing up concerns about drinking their water. They have bottled water and they can drink that, but it can be something as simple as bathing your child. This is something that when you're told from the top down that your water isn't safe, you don't feel safe to even wash your child's face. And that really struck me at kind of a deeper level. I think as an engineer, you go in and you think drinking water, this is the problem. But there's a whole host of other things that affect every aspect of residents' lives in these communities.
My parents and my grandparents were never given opportunity to voice their concerns because of the residential prohibition. So my generation is probably the first generation that has taken part in making changes to how INAC and engineers and university's work on helping First Nations with the crisis that are in, and especially in the boil water advisors. I can see a definite change in how we work with engineering companies on design. I've noticed some of the engineering students are getting into different types of disinfection and filtration, which I think will change how engineers design a water system.
It's time for the voices of First Nations communities to be heard by provincial and federal governments so that we lead the process of change and improvements of our terms.